$1.50. And I looked at it, and it had copper around it. And I said, what the heck are they doing? So this is the last of the pure silver American coins. It's the Kennedy $50. Today, this 50-cent piece is worth about $12. Okay, so what America did was we violated Gresham's law. And Gresham's law is a very important law in the world of money. And Gresham's law states when fake money enters a system, real money goes into hiding. So what happened in 1964, I started saving these. I used to caddy. So I was growing up in Hawaii, and I'd go up to the golf course, and I'd caddy for one bag for 9 holes, 2 bags for $2, you know. And if I got $4, I went 18 holes and all that stuff. And I'd go to the bank, and I'd take my dollar, and then I would pull out the real silver coins. I'd change it for coins, and I saved a whole bag of silver coins when I was 17. Something inside me, nobody told me, there was nobody guiding me. I just knew there's something wrong when fake money, at Gresham's law states, fake money entered the system. And at that point, as you may know today, 2024, this is February 2024, America is now the biggest debtor nation in history. And it's only...
Ladies and gentlemen, today we delve into the ever-evolving landscape of global finance with a focus on silver, a precious metal that's been flying under the radar, but might just be your golden, or rather silver, ticket to financial success. Renowned financial educator Robert Kiyosaki and silver expert Peter Krauth bring to light the fascinating dynamics of silver, both as a store of value and a critical industrial resource. In a world where the US dollar's dominance is increasingly questioned, Kiyosaki points out that since the 1960s, the US currency has gradually shifted from being backed by tangible assets like gold and silver to what he terms fake money. This shift, driven by policies that allowed for the unlimited printing of money, has led to the current economic scenario where the US holds the title of the world's largest debtor nation. But what does this mean for investors like you and me? Peter Krauth, author of The Great Silver Bull, sheds light on why silver might be one of the most undervalued assets today. Unlike gold, which largely remains above ground and stored in vaults, silver is disappearing from circulation. It's being consumed in massive quantities by industries that are crucial to our future, including solar energy and electric vehicles. This dual role of silver as both a precious and industrial metal places it in a unique position to see significant price increases in the near future. But why hasn't...
Because of Gresham's law. We've been allowed to just print money, print money, print money. And the world is now filled with these fake US dollars. And what the danger today is that what we replace gold and silver with is a thing called a US Treasury, a bond. And I don't touch those things. They're the phoniest things I've ever seen. Bonds are fake money, as far as I'm concerned. So Peter Krauth here is my hero, because for years I'd be on Lear Capital, Peter, saying, buy silver, buy silver, buy silver. And silver, I think, was about $5 or $6 an ounce at that time. My friends keep telling me, well, when's it going to take off? When's it going to take off? You know, gold went up, S&P went up, the Magnificent Seven, which is Apple, Amazon, all took off. And what the hell is wrong with silver? So I'm very happy to hear my friend Peter Krauth here, the author of The Great Silver Bull, because he and I are both bulls on silver. I have tons of it. I opened a silver mine in Argentina. This is one of the Dore bars from it. And I have a gold mine in Utah. I am a hardcore gold and silver guy. And as you know, there's a lot of these people who are silver stackers. To them, I say, adios, mother. You know, they stack little silver coins and little gold coins. I said, when you buy a gold mine, talk to me. When you buy a silver mine, talk to me. So I am committed to gold and silver. I've been hardcore ever since 1964. When I started, I saw this fake. I saw the U.S. Currency money go to fake money. So, Peter, welcome to the Rich Dad Radio Show.
Robert, it's a pleasure to be here.
So how did you come join the insane and become a silver bull?
Well, I have been following it along with gold for more than 20 years, and started writing about it about 15 years ago, researching and writing about it, investing it, of course, all of this time. And then about 3 years ago, 3.5 years ago, actually, I had been in the research and newsletter business, and was out of it for about 2 years, and really enjoyed it, and said I need to get back into it. So this would have been actually right near the beginning of COVID, so in the fall of 2020. And so I connected with a woman out of Vancouver. Her name is Gwen Preston. She writes The Resource Maven, and she has her own newsletters and covers the metals space in general, and decided that we would work together. She's got the infrastructure already set up, and I launched a silver newsletter right there. And so that would have been January of 2021. And within a couple of months, a good friend and former colleague, when I worked in the newsletter business, said to me, "Peter, you need to write a book on silver." And here was COVID. There was not a whole lot to do. A lot of us were spending a lot of time at home. And I said, why am I going to let a pandemic go to waste? It's time to write a book. And I had obviously lots of research I had accumulated over the years. And I said, it's now or never. So I spent about 6 months working on that very hard, and said nothing to anyone, because I wanted to make sure I was going to move far along enough in this project that it was going to come to fruition. And then when I got that far along, I said, okay, it's time to, I'm comfortable mentioning it to people. And thankfully, I got some, I'm very grateful. I got some help on the administrative side, on the same.
Peter, that's good. I'm a book writer also, I understand.
All right.
Everybody wants to know one thing, when the hell is silver going to take off? Because, everybody knows it's manipulated. They sell, who's it, JP Morgan and those guys got fined
sure.
almost $1 billion. So my question is, I started buying silver when it was 10 cents.
Right.
And you can buy a silver eagle, US eagle, for about $35.
Right.
Meanwhile, gold is pushing 2,000. And the reason I like silver is because it's an industrial metal as well as a precious metal. And silver is used in solar and batteries and all this. So it's a lot more useful than gold. So Peter, everybody like me, silver is like the Rodney Dangerfield of the precious metal business. We get no respect. So every time I used to sell for Lair Capital saying buy silver. And now I'm living to eat my words, because everybody's going, well, when's it going to take off? When's it going to take off? But Peter, why has the price of silver been so suppressed? I think it's a good thing.
Yeah.
Why hasn't it taken off with solar and with batteries and EVs?
Well, I'm glad that you asked, because in fact, I've been looking into this very carefully in the last couple of months. And the conclusion I've come to is that there are what I call secondary supplies. So you've got supplies that come from mining. You've got supplies that come from recycling. And then you've got supplies sitting on the futures exchanges, and you've also got privately held silver. So I believe what's happening is that, and the reason I say this is because I've looked at the research and the charts. And if you look at the COMEX, the Shanghai, and the LBMA,
wait. Peter, be careful using jargon. What does COMEX mean?
You're right. So that's the New York Futures Exchange, where you can buy and sell contracts to trade silver with leverage if you want. Now, there's a little bit of silver on the exchange.
It's like the stock market for silver.
Exactly. Exactly. So you've got the equivalent in Shanghai, and you've got the equivalent in London. And what we've seen is that over the last 3 years, all three of those have seen, now this is just their overall silver holdings, have come down by about 30 to 40% across the board. If you look at what they have called registered silver, now registered silver at those exchanges is what's available for delivery. So
Correct.
all of it's not available for delivery, but the registered silver is available for delivery. That's down about 70%.
Wait. So what you're saying, there's some silver that's in storage and there's some silver ready for sale.
Right.
You got to keep it simple for the Rich Dad
Okay.
audience here.
All right. Exactly. So for me, seeing that these inventories have come down so much over the last 3 years says to me that the big buyers, especially in big industrial users, like you mentioned before, for solar panels, they are buying these contracts and they're waiting for them to mature, and then they're taking delivery because they can't get enough from mining and from
silver already taken off, you ask? Krauth explains that the market is still meeting demand through secondary supplies, including recycled silver and reserves held in futures exchanges. However, these supplies are rapidly dwindling, with inventories on major exchanges like the COMEX in New York, the LBMA in London, and the Shanghai Futures Exchange dropping by as much as 70% in the last 3 years. As these supplies run out, and with industrial demand showing no signs of slowing down, Krauth and Kiyosaki believe that it's only a matter of time before silver prices skyrocket. The discussion dives into historical and economic principles, particularly Gresham's law, which posits that when bad money, like fiat currency, enters circulation, good money, like silver, goes into hiding. Kiyosaki recounts how in 1964 he began saving silver coins after noticing that newer coins were being made with cheaper materials. He believes that the US dollar has been devalued over time, making precious metals like silver and gold more reliable stores of value. The discussion also touches on the growing influence of the BRICS nations, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, which are exploring alternatives to the US dollar.
Storm is brewing. The question to ask yourself is, are you safe? For years, Robert and I and other investors have been putting more and more money into assets that can still climb when the stock market flatlines. One investment that doesn't seem to be affected by the ups and downs of the stock market is art. In fact, one of our close friends and advisor recommends art as his #1 asset protection. Even more, contemporary art prices have outpaced the S&P 500's total return over the last 27 years by 136%. If you think art as an investment is something you want to pursue, then there is a vehicle that allows you to do that without investing millions, thanks to Masterworks, our longtime sponsor. Their platform lets you invest in shares of painting by icons like Picasso and Banksy. Masterworks now has $800 million in assets under management. But thanks to our friends at Masterworks, you can skip their waitlist. Just click the link in the description for this episode. Offerings have sold out in minutes, but Rich Dad listeners can skip the waitlist going to masterworks.art/richdad. That's masterworks.art/richdad. See important disclosures at masterworks.com/CD. Hi, everyone. I'm Kim Kiyosaki. Thank you for being with us today. As CEO and co-founder of the Rich Dad Company, I can assure you, Robert and I are both dedicated to our Rich Dad mission to elevate the financial well-being of humanity. And you are the humanity. We truly want you to succeed. When you succeed, we all succeed, and our mission grows stronger. With that in mind, I'm excited to extend a personal invitation to you to elevate your financial well-being by attending our exclusive free online wealth building event hosted by Robert. You'll learn what to focus on first to start increasing your cash flow immediately. You can reserve your seat right now by going to richdadonline.com. Just go to richdadonline.com. The event is 100% free and will help you achieve your financial goals.
Welcome back, Robert Kiyosaki, the Rich Dad Radio Show. Today we're interviewing Peter Krauth. He's a silver stock investor. He's the author of The Great Silver Bull. I'll need to say this, is we don't recommend people invest in anything. We're purely informational. But I will tell you what I invest in. And since I was a little boy, ever since I held up a U.S. coin, this 1964, and there was a copper tinge around it. And again, that was Gresham's law. That meant the government was messing with our money. It was now fake money in 64. And then 71, President Nixon took gold off of the dollar. It became all fake money. And then everybody went into what's called bonds, treasury bills and bonds. And today, the Chinese and Japanese are not buying our bonds because America is now the biggest debtor nation in the world. So we don't make recommendations. We educate people, make your own mind up. But I've been excited about interviewing Peter Krauth because I think silver is the biggest bargain on planet Earth. And I really have tons of it. This comes from my silver mine here. It was in Argentina, and we sold it to Yamana. And I've done very well by silver. So all you silver stackers out there, when you can buy a mine, you let me know. You can buy a gold mine, you let me know. But that's called commitment. You know what I mean? I am such a bull on gold and silver. One big reason. I don't trust my government. That's the main reason. We're a great country, but something is rotten in our financial markets. So Peter, what's going to happen with EVs? You know, I bought my first EV, and I call it the Grand New Scam, the green scam. But I love that car. I mean, I really do. It's a Cadillac, and it just goes flying past gas stations. And I own oil wells too, so I shouldn't be saying that. What's the future of EVs with silver in that relationship?
Well, EVs are certainly a big consumer of silver as well. We talked about solar, but the growth of EVs.
This potential shift could further erode confidence in fiat currencies, making tangible assets like silver even more attractive. In conclusion, Kiyosaki and Krauth highlight silver's potential not just as an investment, but as a hedge against economic uncertainty. With silver prices currently hovering around $35 an ounce, they argue that this might be the best bargain you'll ever see. As global demand continues to rise and supplies dwindle, those who hold silver could find themselves in a very favorable position in the years to come. So, whether you're a seasoned investor or just starting, it's worth considering the role that silver might play in securing your financial future.
Welcome to Economy Express, your go-to destination for all things economics and finance. Whether you're an experienced investor, an inquisitive student, or just someone who wants to stay ahead in today's ever-changing economic landscape, you've come to the right place. Now, let's get into the details of our news.